Hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into my talk about MagID. I really hope you are very awake because this is going to require you to think a bit. In this presentation, I will tell you a little bit about Inspectron and what we do. We've recently come public with MagID, which is our new innovation, and we've also created a new brand identity. So these are really exciting times for Inspectron, and it's great to share this with you. So to start with, why is what I'm going to tell you important for you? Well, as always, authentication methods need to be ahead of counterfeiters. This requires ongoing innovation. You need to be something which the counterfeiters don't expect yet. You want new features, maybe even completely new technologies. And all these need to be affordable and user-friendly so that they can be rolled out at scale. And I'm sure I'm not telling you anything new here. I think it's worth mentioning that truly new technologies in this area don't enter the market that often. But this is one of those moments, so keep listening. At Inspectron, we've developed a totally new way to covertly and uniquely mark items. I'm not going to pretend that this can solve all the challenges the counterfeiters throw our way, but it definitely is a few steps ahead of them. So let me start with some background. Who are we? We are experts for secure printing and were founded nearly 50 years ago. We work with global financial institutions, government departments and brands, and we're involved in the production of passports and ID cards, currency, tax stamps, other security printed items, but also direct mail and highly secure track and trace. So that's us, but now for the really exciting stuff. What is the innovation? MagID, which has been developed by Inspectron and partners, is a unique patented technology that uses codes which are printed in magnetic ink. It's based on a simple idea, and it's a result of our extensive experience in secure printing. We've combined this experience with state-of-the-art magnetic sensor technology. So let me explain the idea a bit further. You may, or you may not be, but in this audience probably a lot of people are, you may be familiar with magnetic ink. It's used to print the characters containing your account number at the bottom of bank checks. And these characters, together with optical recognition, are used in the sorting of checks. Now, this magnetic ink contains tiny magnetic particles, like the iron filings that you used in school to learn about magnetism. And I'm sure you've played with it a lot. The filings align themselves with the field lines, as in this drawing, of a magnet nearby, because each filing effectively becomes a tiny little magnet itself. And it's this magnetic field of these combined tiny magnets that you can detect even if you take the big magnets away. The other thing you may remember from school is that detecting a magnetic field doesn't require direct line of sight. Remember, you can move a magnet at the top of a table by moving a magnet below the table. So the magnetism moves through materials. Now let's use this. So if we print a simple line pattern with magnetic ink, you would only need to detect the on and the off, so the black and the white, between the lines. This would work for EAN or UPC codes as well, but here's an example code that we use. And you can detect the on and off by swiping a reader along the code. So you now have a barcode which you can read even when it's covered up. So if it is this simple, why has nobody developed it before? The answer is to get an accurate reading through materials that are even a fraction thicker than paper. You need very sensitive magnetic sensors. And then you need to put them inside a reader. So Inspectron have done this in collaboration with a number of European partners, and we are supported by a grant from the European Commission. Let's go back to the innovation for a minute. I've shown you the codes, the barcodes. I've shown you the readers in that quick illustration. And now let me show you how it works on documents. So if we play this, this video, you can have an idea what happens. Here we've made some ID cards that we can swipe with the reader, and on an associated screen, you can check whether it's been verified. The code's on the back. Here is a document. We can, in this case, scan the icon, but the actual magnetic code is on the back, which can be embedded as well. And here we have a hologram, which we scan with the reader. And again, you can see that it's verified, but the code was already on the back. This can also be embedded in the document. So you've seen the codes, you've seen the readers, you've seen how we apply this. So the final part of this solution, and you could argue a key component of it, is the back-end system. And this manages the codes and the data that's collected by the readers. And to build this back-end system, to make it really stand out, we've combined our experience in track and trace projects with our experience in interactive packaging. Our platform allows for totally different applications to be used by each customer, because we know that every customer has different needs. So every customer can create their own applications on our platform. We can help them with that, and we will offer a range of standard applications too. Customers' applications and data will be kept independent of other customers. They all have their own places, with customers being controllers of their own data, which helps to be GDPR compliant, but in general for the security industry, this is important. And even at Inspectron, we won't have access to it. The platform can be self-service, or it can be bespoke. Do ask, get in touch with us if you want to know more. In addition to MagID codes, the platform can use other codes. So, for example, visual 1D or 2D barcodes, or RFID or NFC tags, if that works better for specific applications. So the system is designed to be trigger agnostic, and we're open to requirements for different types of triggers. For example, digital watermarks. Let's go back to MagID. What can it do? MagID is a way to read hidden barcodes. The codes can be printed inside layered documents or cards or under labels. And they can be covered by any non-ferrous material like paper or plastic from laminates, or aluminium or ink can be printed over, or holographic film. And the codes are not affected by lamination, by washing, by heating, by cooling, anything like that. And importantly, MagID codes have virtually no environmental impact, because they only consist of ink carrying small magnetic particles. So unlike NFC or RFID, they don't use inlays, which are often made of PET. There's no antenna that can contain copper or aluminium, and there's no NFC chip, which can contain precious metals. MagID codes can currently be read through about 1 to 2 millimeter of material, but anything like paper thickness is very easy. The readers can be handheld, or they can be introduced in a card reader, like for example in bank cards or membership cards, or they can be mounted within a production or sorting line. So let's look at some uses of MagID. For authentication, MagID is a totally new concept. As you saw in the demonstration video, MagID allows you to verify codes that are hidden under holograms or inside print layers. And we in the video, we didn't cover them up on the back so that we could demonstrate that there was a code there, but you can embed them in security documents or cards. You can also embed them in security labels as an extra security layer. And each MagID code can be unique, and combined with the backend platform, it can be used for any application that you need. Track and trace is an obvious use for MagID. So being able to hide codes inside packaging is an ideal way to authenticate them. They can also be used for track and trace in the supply chain or in medical laboratories, for example. And we are open to inquiries from anybody who has a challenge with this. In fact, we're looking for a wide range of possible uses. So do contact us if you want to discuss your own ideas. So where are we at? Well, this is a brand new technology, but it has already been in use in a high-speed automated environment. South Korean Post use it to match content with envelopes for personalized mail to make sure that the right content goes with the right address on the outside. And in the packaging sector, we're currently working on a pilot project in the UK with a personal care manufacturer that exports to, at the moment, 48 countries. And for them, we're setting up stock keeping and packing applications, as well as a grey market detection system. That was it. We would love to hear from anybody who has a need for authentication or track and trace, or any application with unique covert markings. Low or high volumes, standard or secure, bespoke or self-service, come and talk to us. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, but more importantly, I hope you have questions and you come and ask them. Thank you.